Did you know? In Mario Kart 8 and Deluxe, if the player goes to the water park track and waits near the Aqua Cups, a quiet tune can be just barely heard. This melody is actually from Super Mario 64 and plays in Big Boo's haunt in the underground merry-go-round. This track was clearly made with a lot of diligence, which can be seen throughout the entirety of Mario Kart 8's development. The game almost had racetracks where the player could drill their way underground. According to the game's producer, Hideki Kono, in Mario Kart 7 we had the glider and submersion in water, and so when we were thinking about new ideas for 8, we thought, well, since we did all that, why not put a drill on the karts and have them go through the earth somehow for subterranean racing? He goes on to say they ended up scrapping the idea in favor of making a new anti-gravity gimmick instead. But interestingly, a mining cart called the Drill Master made its way into Mario Kart Arcade GP-DX, which landed in Japanese arcades a few months before Kono's team wrapped up development on Mario Kart 8. Unfortunately though, none of the arcade game's courses were designed around a digging mechanic, and the drill was only for show. But in that same interview, Kono teased that throughout the series, ideas scrapped in development sometimes got brought back for future titles, implying there's still a chance underground drilling could debut in Mario Kart 9. After drilling was cut to make way for the anti-gravity mechanic, the Mario Kart 8 team implemented a sub-mechanic based on Japanese history and culture. For hundreds of years, Japanese kids played with spinning tops called begoma. They'd use a string to send them spinning onto a canvas arena, and the begoma that spun the longest and knocked the other out of the arena was deemed the winner. They were incredibly popular for centuries, but kids mostly lost interest in them after World War II, when newer, fancier toys came about. Here you can see the way begoma spin and bounce off each other when they connect. This is exactly what happens in Mario Kart 8 when two racers bump into each other during anti-gravity, with both racers doing a quick spin and gaining a speed boost. Or as Mario Kart 8's director Kosuke Yabuki explained it, the spin boost idea comes from Japanese spinning tops. We thought that the sight of spinning tops bumping into each other as they whirl around was perfect for the behavior of karts in the anti-gravity areas. Players will need to come up with different strategies than those used for racing over normal track sections, so I'm sure this will create situations never seen before. Mario Kart 8's soundtrack was the first in the series with live music. Whether it was jazz, funk, or classic Nintendo tunes, the entire score was recorded live. Many of the musicians Nintendo hired were Mario Kart fans themselves, and knew far more about their instruments than the developers, so they improvised to make the soundtrack even better than Nintendo imagined. In a Famitsu interview we had translated, Hideki Kono recalled, "The musicians looked at the sheet music and played it on the spot. Many of them played Mario Kart, so it was easy to express what we were going for. For example, for Bowser's Castle, the sound chief said, 'Since this music's gonna be for Bowser's Castle, please make it sound evil.' And the musicians replied, 'In that case, let's really make the guitars twang.' And if there were any parts they didn't like or didn't go well, they redid it countless times. In the end, more than 3 hours of their performances made it into the game." Another rumored experiment was using 4-player split screen on the TV and a 5th player on the gamepad, a feature that Sonic Racing implemented 2 years earlier, and similar to the 5-player mode in New Super Mario Bros. U, but none of those features made it into the game, with Yabuki explaining, "I thought that for Mario Kart, playing with someone else on the same big TV screen gives the game a more competitive feel. Because of this, we decided to limit the local multiplayer to TV split screen, and have the development team focus their efforts on the graphics and 60 FPS frame rate. In the end, the only gamepad features they implemented were tilt controls, a minimap, off-screen play, and the most important feature of all, honking your horn." Hiding in the game's internal data, there are a few more clues about unused ideas and cut content. The data contains 4 images labeled Cup Icon DLC, the Egg Cup, Shine Sprite Cup, Boo Cup, and the Blue Shell Cup. 6 months after the game released on Wii U, the Zelda DLC added 4 brand new tracks packaged as the Egg Cup, but the other 3 DLC cups never got used. Well, at least not as of this video's publication. We should note that in an interview with Japanese outlet Famitsu, director Yabuki didn't rule out future DLC coming out for the Switch version. The internal data also has an unused icon for a Magikoopa, perhaps Kamek, who could also be found in early builds of Mario Kart 64, but got cut from the roster during during production. Kamix had some cameo appearances all throughout the series, then finally became a full playable character in the 2019 mobile game Mario Kart Tour, so at this point, it seems likely he'll make his way into Mario Kart 9 or possibly Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC if any more happens. Diddy Kong seems likely as well. When Mario Kart 8 released on Wii U, director Yabuki apologized to fans, saying, "There are some characters that appeared in previous Mario Kart titles, but unfortunately didn't make it into this game, such as Bowser Jr., Dry Bones, King Boo, and Diddy Kong. I really apologize to players who liked these characters in particular." Yabuki eventually brought all those characters back for the Deluxe Edition on Switch, except Diddy Kong, but Diddy later returned for the mobile game, and he's in some of the Mario Kart arcade games as well, so we expect to see his mainline series return sooner or later. Except for the arcade titles, which include characters like Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, Mario Kart's pretty much only featured characters from the Mario universe. According to Hideki Kono, that's because Shigeru Miyamoto had a secret rule limiting the roster. If they added more Nintendo characters, Miyamoto thought it wouldn't be Mario Kart anymore, it would be, quote, Smash Kart. But it was the addition of Mii's that blew the gates wide open. In a 2013 interview with MTV, Kono said, "When we put the Mii's in, Mr. Miyamoto was even kind of like, you know, aren't you crossing the line here? This doesn't exactly feel like Mario Kart." But you know, with the Mii being a basic part of the console, we were able to put it in, and have him actually play it to get his sign-off. It's still an unlock, you can't select a Mii from the get-go, so for some reason it doesn't exactly cross Miyamoto's secret line, but it kind of came close. But once the seal was broken, DLC and the eventual Deluxe Edition on Switch added characters from Animal Crossing, Zelda, and Splatoon, with seemingly no end in sight for the series' future. Kono's team also created 2 brand new characters, Baby Rosalina and Pink Gold Peach, the latter of which was created because Mario Kart didn't have enough heavy women. Of the game's 12 heavyweights, all of them were men except for Rosalina, who Hideki Kono had specifically asked the Galaxy team to make super tall so he could use her as a heavyweight in Mario Kart Wii. But Kono's team wanted one more for Mario Kart 8, and a lot of the game's developers were women, so they gathered them all together and said as a counterpart to Metal Mario, they wanted a Peach clone. The ladies in the office were asked what color she should be. The men were initially considering Gold Peach or Platinum Peach, but the women wanted Pink Gold Peach, and that was that. The day after Mario Kart 8 launched in 2014, a girl called Rizupikor posted a 27-second clip to YouTube and labeled it Waluigi vs. Luigi 1. When we talked to her, she said she uploaded it just to show one of her friends and never thought anyone else would ever see it. But someone else re-uploaded the clip one day later with the much more clickable title Luigi Ridin' Dirty, Death Stare in Mario Kart 8, and the Ridin' Dirty song laid on top of it. The video quickly went viral, racking up millions of views and spawning an entire subreddit dedicated to Luigi death stares. Seemingly everyone was sharing them, and they even made their way onto Fox News. The truth was that every character in Mario Kart 8 uses that same animation when they pass another racer, but Nintendo fans found it hilarious coming from Luigi, who's usually known for his timid and cowardly nature. When E3 rolled around a couple weeks later, Nintendo added Luigi's death stare to their show. Nintendo of America marketing staff told GamesBeat, "It was a collaborative effort with Robot Chicken. They came up with ideas and so did we, but they let us know, from a comedy standpoint, what they thought would work. There are different examples of when it's the right time for us to take something that happens organically and make it part of corporate messaging. It was a late addition and we thought we could pay homage to the fans." Another Luigi death stare was used in a Japanese commercial soon after, but now, after almost a decade later, the subreddit's been abandoned and the meme left to rest. But for a few short weeks in 2014, a Mario Kart clip only meant to be seen by one person took the internet by storm and became an official part of Nintendo history. Remember that attention to detail we mentioned at the start of the video? Well, there's one place where Nintendo's usual diligence took a rain check. The original Wii U version of Mario Kart 8 had a mode called Mario Kart TV, which allowed players to rewatch and share videos of their races. This mode not only has its own music, but also has Mii background chatter that can't be heard anywhere else in-game. In late 2016, YouTube user Harm believed this background chatter sounded a little too human and decided to investigate. After extracting the appropriate audio file, Harm discovered that the chatter was actually in English and had simply been sped up and reversed. The file seemed to be a stock recording of a public space like a cafe, with a handful of people chatting away for about 40 minutes. Harm listened to the chatter in its entirety and found that at one point in the recording, a woman can clearly be heard saying the following swear. You might be wondering how this slipped by staff, but since Nintendo is made up mostly of Japanese devs, it's understandable how a sound designer could have overlooked an English swear while adding assets to the game. And once the audio was flipped and sped up, the chances of anyone else catching it would have become almost zero. Did you also know the bus driver in Mario Kart 64 was actually Diddy Kong? Or that a definitive edition of Mario Kart Wii with HD graphics and exclusive online features was revealed in 2018, but never released because of the Chinese government? For more Mario Kart facts, click one of the videos on screen. And for a steady stream of more Nintendo history and trivia, click the subscribe button and let us know in the comments what games you'd like to see us cover next. Thanks for watching!